Hey everybody, welcome back to the tower. I hope you're doing good and everything is fine. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. If you're not, I hope I can help you. Alright, what I do here is I draw two cards from the Major Arcana deck to find out what your overall tower reading is going to be, your energy, what's going on in your world, what kind of energy is surrounding you at this time. Now, all of these messages are timeless, and so this might not apply to you right now. It could be whenever you're watching this, and there are no star signs. Everybody gets to play. So I just drew two cards from the Major Arcana deck, and we're gonna look at the bottom of the deck real quick. After that, these are revealed, and then we're gonna clarify with these over here. With that out of the way, let's get started. The World card, unfinished business. All right. So unfinished business or lack of closure brings the tower, and the tower brings at the outcome is the high priestess. Now, the high priestess is intuition. It makes you feel like you knew something was gonna happen, and then it does. It's that kind of feeling like that. And so, why would the tower, unfinished business and the tower bring this? It's like you knew this was how it was going to end up. You knew this is exactly where it was going to end, and there was no other place or any other direction it could go. You know that. And I think you know that just already. All right. The Moon and the Empress. The Moon is the card of concealment. The concealing energy is like, it's like you can't see where it ends, like physically or mentally or whatever. But the Empress here is telling you, and the High Priestess here is telling you that, yeah, you kind of always knew. So this Moon energy is just the reality of the situation. It's like it could go any direction. It could happen. Anything could happen, but you kind of know how this is going to turn out. The Moon energy is like the hype man going, oh, it could turn out this way and that way, and fear, and it's all the what ifs and how it maybes and could have beens and whatnot. But this is the energy of it's just fear. And after that happens and this goes away, the Empress is like, yeah, I knew this was going to happen all along. Now I got to take care of it. I got to fix it. I got to deal with my own problems. And the High Priestess is here. You know how this is going to end. So I think this is definitely a case of, yeah, saw that coming. Anyway, let's see what's got you no closure. Four of Wands. Two of Swords. King of Pentacles. This is your energy. The energy that is surrounding you right now makes you feel like, you helped someone in their life. And they left you. They just disappeared without reason, without cause. I mean, this isn't help. This is somebody that you pulled out of the fire. This is someone that, you literally saved their life. You were their miracle. They were begging for one, and you showed up, and you did all the things that hardly anybody does in this world anymore. You pulled this person out of the fire. You probably liked them. You probably thought, well, you talked to him before you did all this, and you got along with them, and you decided to pull that old trigger, right? You were like, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes to rebuild your life. Come on over, And then they left, and this is how it made you feel. It's empty inside. There's a void. It's like you don't have any. There's like, I did all of this stuff, and then you stabbed me in the back. It's like, okay, there's no happiness in your home probably right now. You have a life and everything, but it's just kind of bleak. Every day is kind of exactly the same now. You had big plans with this person, and you feel stuck. You feel like you can't move on, and it kind of feels like your whole life is just unreliable now. You feel like you can't trust anybody anymore, and you don't want to help anyone anymore because you don't want to get betrayed anymore. You don't. Why bother? But this person has left a big unfinished business because they just up and left you without saying a word, or if they did, it was all bad and out of nowhere they completely changed. You didn't see that coming, and you're just kind of living on repeat every day. No closure, no reason why this happens. You just don't understand. But then you gotta have the whole saying in your head that no good deed goes unpunished, yeah? And this was a very good deed, and you got punished bad for it. You keep looking back in the past. This tower moment's going to make you look back through all your conversations, all the actions, all the things they said. And you're going to realize the red flags were there from the beginning, but you didn't want to see them. You thought this was going to be it. And I know this seems weird, but because when they were in a bad situation, to you, they told you that somebody had put them there. Somebody had betrayed them. Oh, this is the Ten of Wands, by the way. Somebody had lied to them. They didn't deserve this. They were a good person. They were lied to. They were used. They were abused. They were tricked, betrayed, whatever word you want to use. And they were put into this horrible situation. So it's not like they made bad life choices, or it's not like they were just on drugs or, criminal or anything like that. They trusted the wrong person, and it cost them everything. That's why your heart went out to them. Because you have been betrayed. You have been cost. You paid for things in your past, and you have been lied to and betrayed and stabbed in the back in the past a lot of times. So you know how this feels, but this is on a different level. And you're like, I have the power to fix this. I can save this person. And you talk to them, and you had a lot in common. You get along, and you're like, maybe the universe is just kind of moving a few chess pieces here and making this just happen like magic, because that's what it felt like, right? Like this person just fell into your life, and you're like, they turned from a never ever meet person in your life to someone who you couldn't avoid almost, because they were just gonna drop into your life, and they did, and you bought them the plane ticket or whatever to bring them in, and you gave them the life people would probably kill for these days. And then they disappeared. And then you're in this tower moment. That's why you have no closure. Something like that. Same situation. You did everything for a person, and then they stab you in the back, and that's it. They're gone, and you're just kind of, what happened? And the damage is already done, and there's no fixing it. And you just have to live with that. So this tower moment is definitely going to make you be looking back at all the things they ever said, all the things they ever did, and you're going to see that, the past is a lie. Never happened. Like you thought it did. It was all a trick. It was all a lie. And this tower moment is also going to have you drop this burden for good. This you want closure for something that isn't real. Okay, they lied to you. This person doesn't exist. They would say and do anything to get out of the situation they were in. So, of course they loved you. Of course they were into all the things you were. Of course they liked all this stuff. Right? What's a few smiles, cheap smiles and nods to all the stuff you were into, if that gets them out of a bad situation and a couple free meals and a place to live for who knows how long you kept them, it was worth it. Talk wasn't too cheap then, was it? But they lied to you, and then they left. And you never got over that. But this tower moment here, going to make you realize that, no, this person lied to you the whole time. I don't think anything they ever said was real. And you're going to be able to drop this burden. Yep, 3 of Swords over the High Priestess. Yeah, you're going to come to realize that they really did betray you. And they were really good at it. They put all of their energy and investing time into it, into getting you to do what they wanted. And they ghosted you, just like that. And then you're going to realize that, yeah, they were a lie. The closure you want doesn't exist. You've got to understand that you have to accept that there is no end to this until you put an end to it. You're going to want this person to come back and apologize. You're going to want this person to come back and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. And I know a piece of you still wants them back, even though you know they're a monster. You miss them. It's okay to admit that. You miss who they were. You missed who they thought you thought they were. You miss the stuff. You know, you miss. There are things you miss. But those things are tiny compared to what they did and who they really are. And you got to focus on that. That's why the High Priestess is here. You know what you need to focus on. You've known it. So just do that. Focus on that, okay? Make your own closure. Move on. Drop this burden. Realize they did betray you in a very bad way. They invested a lot of time, energy, and effort into doing this. Yeah, and they just ghosted you without a care in the world. They never cared about you. You were just free meals, free money, a victim, someone they could use. At the very end of this deck is the 4 of Cups, and you gotta let it go, man. This is not an opportunity that was for you. You gotta open up and live again, right? You can't be stuck on this one person and what they did. You'll just be more careful next time. Nothing wrong with that. Alright. I think I've rambled on enough about this kind of stuff. But, yeah. No closure until you make your closure, bud. Let it go. Heal. That person didn't exist. They just lied to you. And they used you. And they hurt you. They'll get what they deserve someday, but you might never know or see it. But it's okay to move on. Don't hold the bag for this person anymore. They ain't coming back. Turn the light off. Whatever you want to call it. Alright, I'm going to show you the cards, and that'll be it for the day. Here we go. Yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I try to keep my subscribe request to the end of the video because that seems to be the thing to do. So, yeah, if you're still here, please think about hitting the old subscribe button. Totally helps, and I try to upload every day. Alright, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. You're awesome. Bye.